All right, so we're gonna wait a few minutes, see who else might show up. So everybody, hopefully everybody had a good day today. It's Wednesday, which means middle of the week, hump day. So hopefully, get some people in here. Um, yeah, just waiting on more people to show up. Hmm. Charlie Brown, oh Charlie Brown, you're such a clown. That Charlie Brown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown, yeah, Charlie Brown, you're such a clown. That Charlie Brown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, you're such a clown. Charlie Brown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown! Charlie Brown! You're such a clown! That Charlie Brown! Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown! You're Charlie Brown! You're such a clown! That Charlie Brown! Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. Yeah, Charlie Brown. You're such a clown. That Charlie Brown. Everybody's always picking on me. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. You're such a clown. That Charlie Brown. You're such a clown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. Oh, Charlie Brown, you're such a clown. Charlie Brown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. Yeah, Charlie Brown. You're such a clown. Charlie Brown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. You're such a clown. Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown. Yeah, Charlie Brown. Anyway, so 3:33. In the city of justice, city of love, in a city of peace, every one of us, we all know it, can't live without it. A Gotham City, oh yeah. Oh, in a city of justice, city of love, in a city of peace, every one of us. We all know it, can't live without it. A Gotham City, oh yeah. Oh, in a city of justice, city of love, in a city of peace for every one of us. For we all know it, can't live without it. A Gotham City, oh yeah. Oh, in a city of justice, city of love, in a city of peace, every one of us. We all know it. Can't live without it. A Gotham City, oh yeah. Oh, in a city of justice, city of love, city of peace, every one of us. We all know it, can't live without it. Gotham City, oh yeah. Okay, it looks like we had some more people in here. Hello. Yeah, I was just checking out some other stuff. I thank you guys for the likes and shares. Hopefully, just waiting on some more people to show up. Hey, Woody. Visualizes world peace. Yeah, well, hey, Woody, I see that you're there. Just waiting on some more people to show up here. Um, I didn't even realize people would come in yet, so because I was looking at some other stuff. But anyways, let's see. So how's your day, Woody? Anything exciting happen for you? Hmm. In and out, everybody's in and out. Yeah, I you might have noticed I was singing Charlie Brown there because 7. We'll get to the 8 minute. These Kepler diagrams are exciting to me, but pretty much um, to not to anyone else. Everybody has their point of view, my friend. Let's see. Actually, they're very cool little cartoons of planets flying around a sun. Well, Woody, we do have some cartoon news. I'm going to start off with. We're coming up on the 8 minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about what's on tap for tonight. I do have 8 stories to go over tonight, all from CBR. Um, 7 of them are anime. One's cartoon based. We're going to actually start out with a cartoon based story. Um, Dude, it's kind of a big story. About Peter Robbins, the original voice to Charlie Brown from Peanuts. That's kind of why I was singing Charlie Brown earlier. Also on tap for tonight, aside from that story, of course, we have a number of anime stories, including news on Genius Prince, which is a new fantasy anime. Um, Also, we'll be looking at 5 awesome mad scientist anime characters. Um, some release information on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, as well as Fire Force. Um, Attack on Titan. We got some news for Attack on Titan. Um, there's a new manga series coming out as well. So Pokemon has some news as well. So basically, we have quite a bit of stuff to go over tonight. So we're gonna probably get right into it here. Let's see now. Be a clown, that Charlie Brown. He's going to get caught. Just you wait and see. Why is everybody always picking on me? Yeah, I don't know why, Charlie Brown, but we're gonna actually have some news on at least somebody who portrayed your voice in in the cartoons in our world. So, anyways, without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started now that we're at the 10 minute mark. We do have the first story we're going to look at here. All right, so here we go. Original Charlie Brown voice actor Peter Robbins dies at 65. Original Charlie Brown voice actor Peter Robbins, who played the character in numerous Peanut specials, dies at the age of 65. Article by John Arvidon, published 10 hours ago. Here's from, I guess, from one of the Charlie Brown Christmas specials. All right, so Peter Robbins, best known for voicing Charlie Brown in the Peanuts animated specials in the 1960s, died by suicide at the age of 65. Oh man, he killed. I wonder what was going on with him that he felt the need to do that. That's kind of sad. Robbins first voiced Charlie Brown in 1965's A Charlie Brown Christmas, and he reprised the role for Charlie Brown's All Stars. It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, You're in Love, Charlie Brown, He's Your Dog, Charlie Brown, It Was a Short Summer, Charlie Brown, and A Boy Named Charlie Brown. He also returned for later specials such as 1985's It's Your 20th Anniversary, Charlie Brown, and 1990's You Don't Look 40, Charlie Brown. Robbins formally retired from acting in 1972, so wow, seven years. And in more recent years, he ran into legal trouble, having been arrested multiple times since 2013. In 2015, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison, but was transferred to a psychiatric hospital due to bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Wow. He was released on parole in 2019. Wow. So they, man, talk about poor guy suffering from that. Hmm. Anybody want to have any? And of course, as always, guys, feel free to, if you guys have anything you'd like to say on the article that we're talking about, or any articles that we talk about. If you guys have questions or have any comments, feel free to share. And as always, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. It does help with the algorithm. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. Anyways, let's continue on here. In quotes here. I would recommend to anybody that has bipolar disorder to take it seriously because your life can turn around in the span of a month like it did to me, unquote. Robbins previously said, quote, I came out of prison and I'm a better person for it. I'm much more humble and grateful and thankful that I lived through the experience. Well, apparently not too long, unfortunately, unquote. Outside of Peanuts Project, Robbins was featured in The Munsters, F Troop, Good Times, Get Smart, Blondie, and My Three Sons. So, hmm, a lot of it throughout the 60s he was in. Um, yeah, so that is kind of a sad thing, though. Guess he must have finally succumbed to the psychological effects of having bipolar disorder. It was all those years of Lucy never letting him kick the football. It drove him crazy. But seriously, it's always sad to hear somebody somebody that sad in life. Um, gosh, don't you mean he's only a year older than me? Actually, it's Peter Robbins, so I think he's a guy, Woody. But yeah, you're right. It's sad that he felt that he had to go through all this. All right. So, anyways, as we now get ready to move on to the next story here. So I can catch it before they flip over the page. But anyways, that was just a way to get things started off there. So All right, so yeah. Anyways, so let's move on to the next story here. A new fantasy anime could be the next Konosuba, or it could crash and burn. Winter 2022 Genius Prince is getting off to a bad start, but it still could be the next Konosuba if the production plays its cards well. Article by Shiwei Wu, and now it's saying it's published 1 day ago, but it was initially inside of the day mark. But, anyways, so here we go. Konosuba was a surprise breakout hit that no one really expected. It was first ridiculed for the hilariously poor production qualities from Studio Dean, but that somehow ended up becoming part of its unique humor. Yeah, sometimes junk can look like a piece of what looks like junk to one person looks like a piece of art to another. So, its unconventional take on the isekai genre, with a relatively weak protagonist who only survives on his wits and a group of misfit female companions, also contributes greatly to its success. Yeah, I mean, having a bunch of cute girls around a guy just makes that guy the envy of all the other guys out there. Don't we all wish we had a group of misfit female companions? Uh, but since Konosuba, not many anime have been able to duplicate its formula. Even combatants will be dispatched. The other isekai anime from the same author didn't manage to replicate Konosuba's success. So it is quite a surprise to see an under the radar anime come the closest to Konosuba in terms of its initial style and humor. Winter 2022's The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt is also attempting to walk that fine line between poor production quality and intentional humor. Um, it features a protagonist that is trying his hardest to sabotage his own success, failing miserably at it, as well as a group of interesting female characters, especially his assistant, childhood friend, love interest, Ninium, incidentally voiced by the same voice actor as Konosuba's Megumin, Takahashi Rie. As I guess a skill from the anime. As its overly detailed title suggests, anime is about a genius prince's attempt to raise his poor and weak nation, Natra, out of debt. The titular prince, Wayne Salima, Wayne Salima Arbalest, um, secretly just wants to sell his nation to its much stronger neighbor, Empire Earthworld. He planned to make his nation more attractive by strengthening it first so he can sell it at a good price and retire early. But his continued quest to put in the minimal amount of effort and lay flat continuously backfires, and his nation is becoming much stronger than he had anticipated. Whoa, that's a very interesting story there. It is important to note that this is not an isekai anime. It's not technically a fantasy either. The story takes place in an ancient world with no magic or special creatures. So plans and strategy take center stage. This is actually a good thing for this anime because it clearly does not have the funds to produce any full on war or show magical powers, as even a simple character conversations scenes often look poorly produced. In the anime's first episode, an entire battle is enacted using mostly still images and dots on a map, with some exposition thrown in for clarification. Hmm. Oh, so that's a production quality, huh? That is kind of on the cheap end. Let's see if anybody else has shown up. I guess not. Oh wow, and I'm still. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Anyways, strangely, this cost saving strategy actually works for the overall tone of the anime because it's about a deeply indebted nation with very little resources, so it is only appropriate for the anime to imitate this sense of impoverishment um, on screen. The style also made the battle incredibly fast paced, though some would say rushed, and feel surprisingly like a strategy based game. This is a similar situation to Konosuba, where its protagonist, Sato Kazuma, is also constantly in debt and looking for ways to make money, so the poor animation matched its character predicament and even added an extra layer of hilarity. Hilarity, hilarity, hilarity. Despite being incredibly competent, Wayne is not the most hardworking or motivated person. Just like Konosuba's Kazuma, Wayne, the prince, still has to pretend to be a charismatic leader in front of his people. But he dreads waging war and just wants to cut the losses. Yet his plans worked way too well for his own good, so he often throws temper tantrums in front of Ninyam to de stress. Oh man, think about that for a moment. You're trying to do as little as possible to be successful, and yet you're so successful that you're actually doing more than you intended, and then you go and throw in a little temper tantrum for it. Oh man, that's kind of a ding dong thing to do. Let's see. The contrast between Wayne's two sides and the blending of the serious with the absurd is a type of self deprecating humor that's quite reminiscent of Konosuba. Although, admittedly, Konosuba does it better by being way more over the top. Mhm. All right, there's an interesting scene there. Um, let's see now. So, anyways, as we continue on here with the story, with just one episode out, there is no telling how bad the animation quality will get in the future, or if the production can repeatedly turn trash into treasure. Actually, kind of reminds me of the theme from what was that anime? I'm trying. Man, I can't remember now. But the main character, his name was Kosuke. There was an anime where a kid had the power to turn trash into treasure. Now I can't even think of it. Anyways, been a while since I watched it too, so the Studio Dean production. But anyways, and staying it for a whole season. They have to be making smart cost-cutting decisions rather than just offering up bad animation. If they can step up the humor and introduce more likable characters, which also emphasizing the strategies that are so important to the plot, things may end up working out for the best, just like they do for Wayne. That reminds me of another character that I'm currently more watching. That's Captain Jesse Tyler from the irresponsible Captain Tyler. Anyways, I need to just step away for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So we'll get ready to move on to the next article. Oh, wait. An enemy now, so. All right, so here's a little profile piece right here. 5 awesome mad scientist anime characters. So let's see. All right, so here we go with this one. Let me see. Yeah. All righty then. And of course, feel free to comment if you guys have anything you want to say about what we're reading or have any questions or anything. Glad to answer them if I can. 5 awesome mad scientist anime characters. Whether building humanoid robots, finding new hope for humanity, or breaking time and space, these crazy visionaries will do anything for science. Weird science. From my heart and from my head, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird science. By Chris Nishijima, published 11 hours ago. You got Hange right there from Attack on Titan. I think that's Ryo from Kenshi Muyo. Anime is no stranger to the bizarre reaches of science fiction. Yet behind every spaceship or experimental facility, there's a brilliant and misunderstood visionary pushing the margin of progress further than anybody else would dare. This archetype has been responsible for some of the medium's most hated monsters, but there's no denying that it has also produced many of the most beloved. Adored for their eccentricity and bewildering minds, These characters know exactly the kind of advancements the world needs and brings them to fruition. While working in style, cue the maniacal laughter, because it's time to take a look at some of the most awesome mad scientists of all time. Washu, that was her name. I'm sorry, Washu. That was her name. Anybody who's ever seen Tenji Muyo probably remembers this character. All right, so Washu Hakubi from Tenchi Muyo. And she seems kind of cute there. Hailing from the farthest reaches of outer space, Tenchi Muyo's Washu Hakubi has perhaps the most accomplished scientific mind in the entirety of the cosmos. Age was meaningless to this intellectual, as she had mastered technology that allowed her to change her appearance and biological makeup at will. Washu had an invention for any and every occasion, whether it's a giant mech, hybridized clones, or an interdimensional storage space, even though many of them are prone to malfunction. Washu's greatest, albeit most volatile creations, are undoubtedly the augmented humanoid space pirate Ryoko and the sentient shape-shifting spaceship Ryoki. Ryoki was the little, when not in spaceship form, was the little rabbit-like creature. Let's see. Though it's difficult to say if Washu is more likely to save the day or blow it up, she is sure to have her crab shaped mark on everything she tinkers with. Professor Soichi Tomoe, Sailor Moon. I believe this is from the Sailor Moon Supers arc. The Supers or S. Supers. Ah. So, anyways, hidden in the shadows for much of the arc, Professor Soichi Tomoe was the looming threat responsible for terrorizing the pure-hearted citizens of Azabu Juban. He was rejected by the scientific community for his unorthodox methods and possessed by the Germatoid, a minion of the nefarious Pharaoh 90. Professor Tomoe's brilliance was twisted into becoming a tool to search for the Holy Grail. Afterwards, he used his own work in the field of genetic manipulation to transform inanimate objects into humanoid daimons. These were the monsters that, of course, that the Sailor Scouts were fighting in the I believe it was Supers. In the original manga and the Sailor Moon Crystal anime, Professor Tomoe not only willingly served Pharaoh 90, but experimented on and mechanically altered his own daughter, Hotaru Tomoe, who, of course, was supposed to be Sailor Saturn, I believe. To keep her alive. Tomoe's deranged laughter, white lab coat, and femme fatale assistant, uh, Kaori Knight, which in the show was pronounced Kaori Knight, not only make him one of the most iconic villains in all of Sailor Moon, but also the perfect picture of the mad scientist archetype. Hange Zoe from Attack on Titan. Hey, Jason. How you doing, man? If you can like and share the stream if you haven't already, that'd be appreciated. We're going over 5 mad scientist characters. So, if you haven't already, as I said, if you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. What's your opinion on webtoons? Haven't really watched them. So I don't really have an opinion. So, anyways, Honge Zoe, Attack on Titan. Both long before and well after becoming commander of the Survey Corps, Attack on Titan's Honge Zoe was dedicated to understanding absolutely everything about the carnivorous giants besieging humanity. This unquenchable thirst for knowledge would drive them to become Paradis' leading authority on Titan biology. Paradis is leading authority on Titan biology and the first person within the walls to analyze humans with Titan shifting abilities. When drastic variants like Armored Titan um, appeared to change the landscape of the struggle, Hange led a team of engineers to develop the Thunder Spear, a projectile weapon capable of destroying almost any shield. Yet, while the scientific prowess is undeniable, um, their colleagues often question their sanity, as they seem to actually adore Titans to the point of treating their test subjects as beloved pets. Yeah, that'd be interesting. A creature that you captured wants to eat you, and so you turn it into your own personal little pet, like a little puppy dog or something like that. Uh, However, no matter how many times they risk being eaten, they always come away with some new revelation to aid in the fight. Well, maybe sometimes getting close to a creature helps. Uh, all right, so let's see now. Hakase from Nichijou. Excuse me a moment, folks. I gotta wait for a moment here. All right, so let's see. Which anime is better, Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, or Assassination Classroom? Of those three, Jason, I would have to say that out of all three of those, Fairy Tail is my personal favorite. That one's a pretty good one. All three of them are good. Don't get me wrong. I've been watching Assassination Classroom. It's back now on Toonami. That one's pretty cool too. So, but I'd say out of those three, for me personally, Fairy Tail is probably my favorite of the three. Anyways, getting into this, as we said, Hakase Nichijou, we talk more about mad scientist characters. Age and years of experience may bring with them valuable wisdom, but Nichijou's child genius, Hakase, is proof that neither is necessary when it comes to raw intelligence. She may possess the stature of an elementary school kid, but this prodigious pipsqueak was smart enough to have built Nano, a personal robotic housekeeper. This almost sounds like a female version of Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Ah, Nano and had her personality and an appearance just like a regular human. Aside from the giant wind-up key intentionally placed on her back, Hagase also invented a scarf to translate her cat's thoughts into human speech so that he could be upfront with what he wanted. Let's see. She is still just a child, so she is prone to temper tantrums and emotional outbursts that can only be solved with affection and a midday snack. Nevertheless, as long as her belly is full, there is no end to the potential she possesses. Hmm. All right, moving on to the next one here. Rentaro Okabe from Steins Gate. So let's take a look here. So, few Chunibyo characters, Chunibyo characters, um, ever find their delusions coming to fruition, especially ones who should have aged out of them. That's one of the things that Steins Gate's Rintaro Okabe, otherwise known by his fictionalized persona, Kiyoma Hoenn, unique. Okabe spent most of his days dreaming up evil organizations and tinkering with old televisions. But his pursuit of pseudoscience actually led him to accidentally build a working time machine out of a microwave. Wow, that's interesting. You go to your microwave, you go to cook something, and all of a sudden you find yourself in another time and place. uh, Self-proclaimed title of mad scientist may mostly be a figment of his imagination, but his legitimate understanding of theoretical physics leads does more than just help him figure out how to send text messages to the past. It ensures that he knows what it takes to change the future. So there we go with that article. So that was a pretty fun article to read. Let's see. And Jason's got another question here. Which anime is better? Index series. Which anime is better? Index series. Index Railgun, Accelerator. All right. Anime is better. Index Series, Index Railgun, Accelerator, My Hero Academia, or Black Clover. All right. So out of all those, I would say that Railgun is probably my favorite, the Index series. Out of all of them in total, I like Black Clover. So, like, Railgun and Black Clover are probably my two favorites there. I mean, I like the other ones as well, but Railgun and Black Clover are probably my two favorites on that list there, Jason. So, anyways, getting ready to move on to the next article here. Here's another one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, first 8 chapters of Stone Ocean arc, now available digitally. So, if you're a digital consumer, digital mangas, you can probably go read the first 8 chapters of the Stone Ocean arc on digital. So let's see what to say about all that. The first 8 chapters of Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure are now available digitally and in English through Shonen Jump. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 12 hours ago. That's quite a tantalizing shot right there. Now, imagine her lying on your. You come home and find her lying on bed. Anyways, okay, so here we go. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Fans can now experience the beginning of Jolene's journey through Shonen Jump's new digital English release of the series. Jolene Kudu, I believe, is maybe the daughter of Jotaro, I believe, or Viz Media announced that the first 8 chapters of the Stone Ocean arc, which is part 6 of Hirohiko Araki's generation-spanning epic, are now available in English through its digital Shonen Jump service. The first 8 chapters were all released on January 25th. January 25th, which was yesterday, and new chapters of the series are scheduled to be released on a weekly basis. A selection of the chapters will be available to read for free, but readers who want the whole series will need to sign up for a Shonen Jump membership, which is currently priced at $1.99 a month. So here's a tweet on that. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Worst anime I watched is Tokyo Ghoul and Blue Exorcist. Yeah, I didn't really get into them either too much. What are NFTs? If you know it, if you don't know, it's fine. Yeah, I know very little about NFTs. Are what they call non-transferable tokens. I don't really know a whole lot about them. I know that they're a form of art that I guess gets traded on the internet or whatever. So that's that's as much as I know about them. Have you watched the anime Orange? No, I haven't watched it yet, but I probably will at some point if it's dubbed. I'm more of a dubber myself, so. Last question: will you watch Sling a Bit of Harmony? I don't know. I haven't actually seen anything about that yet, so If it's the newer animes, the animes that are coming out within the past few years, are probably still going to be a while before I even get to them because I still focus on older stuff. Plus, it depends on who's dubbing them and all that. So, but anyways, let's get back to the article here. Stone Ocean was originally published in Japan in 1999. The arc is the sixth part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure saga. It's set 10 years after the events of the previous arc. Golden Wind. Yeah, they could just go every 10 years they have a new arc ready. The setting now moves to everyone's favorite American state, Florida, and centers on a new member of the Joestar family, Jolene Cujo, the daughter of Stardust Crusaders Jotaro Kujo, as I thought. Jolene is framed for murder and sent to Green Dolphin Street Jail, where she awakens her abilities as a stand user and is drawn into her family's long-standing feud with Dio and his many followers. An anime adaptation of the arc debuted on Netflix last December. The anime was produced by animation studio David Production, who did Fire Force, and stars Fairouz Ai as Jolene. These are the Japanese voice actors, obviously. Mutsumi Tamura as the voice of Hermes Costello, and Maria Issei, who portrays Foo Fighters, a stand that was born from a colony of plankton. So far, Netflix has only released the first 12 episodes of the series and has yet to announce when additional episodes from the season will be released. Yeah, considering that Netflix is in a lot of trouble already. We talked about last night. In 2021, Araki wrapped up part 8 of the series, Jojo Lion, whose serialization had lasted for over a decade. The manga creator then announced that the series would continue with a ninth arc, tentatively entitled Jojo Lands, which would begin publication after he returned from a much-needed break. No details have been announced for Jojo Lands since a number of spin-off series have been released in the ensuing months. A new manga focused on Part 4's Josuke Higashikata premiered in December, which was written by Boogie Pop and Others author Kohei Kadano and drawn by No Guns Life's Tosca Kurashima. A one-shot manga centered on Jolene was also published by that month. An English release for both spin-offs has yet to be announced. And there we go with that one. All right. Let's see, let me just. So that's far. One, two, three, and then so we're about halfway through. All right, here's the next article. Like I'm the only one here right now. Well, Fire Force creator has turned in the manga's final chapter. Fire Force and Soul Eater creator Atsushi Okuba announces he has submitted what may be the final manga chapter of his career. Article by Michael Shona, published 11 hours ago. Atsushi Okuba announced that he has submitted the final chapter of Fire Force to his editors. Okuba revealed on his personal Twitter account that he has already turned in the last part of what may be the final manga of his career. The final episode has just been submitted, Okubo wrote, adding, quote, I still have a lot of work to do, unquote. An official end date for the series has yet to be announced. But Okubo has been teasing the Fire Force's finale since 2020, so for the last couple years, I guess. When he announced that the manga would be his final work, as the 42-year-old artist plans to retire once the series is complete, in October it was announced that the manga had begun its final arc. In early January, Okubo revealed during a Dark Souls live stream that there was about 2 volumes of content left to be published. Here we go. Fire Force is set in a world that was struck by the Great Cataclysm, an apocalyptic event in which the world was hit with a massive outburst of fire and rendered mostly uninhabitable. 250 years later, humanity has begun to recover, but is now threatened by the appearance of the infernals, people who've been transformed into fire-spreading monsters. Humanity's only line of defense against these fiery beasts are the titular Fire Force, a group of pyrokinetic soldiers who literally fight fire with fire. The series focuses on Shinra Kusakabe, a new recruit in the Fire Force who can cause flames to erupt from his feet. Oh wow! So just stomp your foot, and you got a fire going. As he battles the infernals and begins to unravel the connections between the monsters, a mysterious cult, and his own past. But anyways. In 2019, Fire Force became the latest of Okubo's works to be turned into an anime series. The show was produced by David Production, anime studio behind JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime and the upcoming new adaptation of Rumiko Takahashi's Rama from Rama One Half and Yasha pioneering sci-fi rom-com Yorosei Yatsura. The anime was well received and aired a second season in 2020, which the show has yet to adapt the further chapters of Okuba's manga. A third season for the show has not yet been announced at this time. When it came out the first time around back in the 80s, I believe Yorosei Yatsura was known as Invader Zim, I believe. I think that might have been it. In addition to Fire Force, Okubo is known for his original manga series, Biichi, which was first published in 2001 and his most well-known and commercially successful hit. Which was first published in 2001 and his most well-known and commercially successful hit, Soul Eater. The latter title was serialized from 2004 to 2013 and has a circulation of almost 20 million copies worldwide. Soul Eater received a spin-off series, Soul Eater Not, in 2014 and was also written and drawn by Okubo. Both seasons of the Fire Force anime series are available for streaming on Hulu, Funimation, and Crunchyroll. The manga is currently being localized into English and is distributed in North America by Kodansha USA. Anyways, we have 2 people back now. Thank you for the like and share. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here. Hopefully, you had a good day. Anyways, we got some more. Go over here. A little over halfway through. Anyway. All right. Need to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Anyways, let's see now. All right, let me just want to check something real quick, just for my own. All right. So, anyways, Getting ready to move on to the next story here. I think we've got just a couple more to go here. Let me see. We got three more to go here. So, um, yeah. Of if we have time, I might add a story or two there because look like there are a couple other interesting stories there as well. So I think we got three planned for the original, but see where we're at on time after we're done with those three, and might even add some more stories in there. Um, so, anyways, so here's another story here, anime section. Attack on Titan was the world's most in-demand anime of 2021. Market researchers name Attack on Titan the most in-demand show of 2021 as a global demand for anime continues to increase. Article by Michael Osuna, published 10 hours ago. Attack on Titan, the final season, um, was the most in-demand show of 2021. That's according to market researchers at Parrot Analytics, um, who have released their yearly awards for the entertainment properties with the most consumer interest and demand behind them. As reported by Anime News Network, Attack on Titan was the show that audiences were looking forward to the most. The anime is the first non-English property to take home the title, at least from this particular company, which was previously given out to series such as Game of Thrones and Walking Dead. Dragon Ball Z took home the award for being the legacy series that earned the most consumer demand, while Netflix's hit Korean drama Squid Game was named the most in demand new series, signaling the increasing popularity of non English media with global audiences. Parrot Analytics says that it determines its rankings based on a variety of sources, ranging from social media activity, Google searches, and TV ratings. According to the company's researchers, anime is now the third most popular genre of TV series, making ranking just behind crime dramas and comedy sitcoms. Demand for anime has increased by 118% over the wow. And interest in Japanese language media has increased 87%. In 2020, Parrot Analytics reported that the demand for anime had doubled since 2017. Julia Alexander, a senior strategy analyst, attributed the medium's growth to the increased accessibility provided by streaming services. Quote, high caliber anime series out of Japan like Attack on Titan are more easily available now than ever before streamlining the process of discovery, consumption, and conversation, unquote, Alexander said. Crunchyroll subscribers are already probably well aware of how much demand there is for Attack on Titan. As they rush to see the final season, part two's premiere episode, briefly brought down the anime streaming servers on January 9th, so earlier this month. Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Hulu are all simulcasting new episodes of the series as they air in Japan. Attack on Titan was created by Hajime Isayama in 2009. Isayama's pitch was initially rejected by Weekly Shonen Jump, Japan's premier manga publication, but has since become one of the most successful series of all time. With a worldwide, well, that just goes to show you that even in Japan, once in a while, they'll miss something and can sometimes bounce back. Don't always have to go to the major company. Sometimes a secondary company will give you a shot and it can flourish that way. But has since become, okay, and we read that part, with a worldwide circulation of over 100 million copies. An anime adaptation premiered in 2014 and was originally produced by Wit Studio, the studio behind Ranking of Kings, Vivy, Fluorite Ice Song. But production was unexpectedly moved to Studio Mappa, which of course does Jujutsu Kaisen and Yuri on Ice, for the series' fourth and final season. Past seasons of the anime are available on a variety of streaming services, including Crunchyroll and Funimation. Isayama's complete manga now available in English from Kodansha USA. There we go. So, alrighty then. I'm still the only one here, huh? Hello, anybody out there? Anybody out there? Anyways. Alright, so actually, this is one of the ones we're. Alright, so here's the next article we're going to go over. Rent a Girlfriend creator announces forbidden new manga series. Rent a Girlfriend author Reiji Miyajima announces Children of the Shiunji Family, a new romantic comedy manga coming in February. Article by Michael Osuna, published 7 hours ago. Reiji Miyajima, author and artist of Rent a Girlfriend, has revealed a first look at his next manga series, Shiunji Kei no Kodomo Tachi, roughly translated as the children of the Shiunji family. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That could be potentially a problem. Might start getting some twidiots crying. Miyajima revealed the first details about the new manga on his personal Twitter account. The series will make its premiere on February 22nd, a little over a month from now, on the artist Fanbox account. Fanbox is a service run by art sharing site Pixiv that allows users to directly support their favorite artists. Fans who contribute a monthly pledge above a certain amount will be given early access to new chapters of the manga, as well as additional art from Miyajima and other bonus materials. The series will be published in Hakusensha's Young Animal magazine, with the first chapter releasing on February 25th. Run away, everyone is okay. Hey, everyone is okay, yeah. See if anybody's popping in yet. No. Somebody else came in. Hello. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you're enjoying the content thus far. Um, so anyways, we continue on here with the next story here. Shiunji Kei no Kodoma Tachi will tell the story of the 7 siblings of the Shiunji family. According to Miyajima, the series is a forbidden romantic comedy. Oh boy. About the brothers and yeah. Yeah, probably in the same vein as like Sister Princess, among others. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's gonna like take some heat from Twitter. The Twidiots. Ah. Miyajima is also expected to continue work on his most popular series, Rent a Girlfriend. Popular rom-com debuted in 2017 and has achieved a circulation of over 8 million copies. The story focuses on Kazuya Kinoshita, a kind but somewhat immature college student who decides to try a compensated dating service after he is dumped by his girlfriend. He is matched with Chizuru Mizuhara, a beautiful woman who also happens to be his next door neighbor. Wow! Man, only if we were ever that lucky. Log into a computer dating service, fill out the questionnaire, and find out that your perfect match lives right next door to you. Wow! How come it didn't happen without the computer? Oh boy! Kazuya's jealousy eventually drives a wedge between the two, but they are then forced to pretend that they are a real couple after a misunderstanding with Kazuya's family. Oh boy. A 12-episode anime adaptation, Rent a Girlfriend, premiered in 2020. The anime was produced by Lupin the Third studio TMS Entertainment and directed by Kazuomi Koga, who previously worked on Fire Force and Wodakoi. Love is hard for otaku. A second season of the show is scheduled to premiere sometime next June. The original season's cast and crew have been confirmed to return for the second season. Shizuru is portrayed by veteran voice actor Sora Amamiya, who is best known for portraying the goddess Aqua in Konosuba anime. World Trigger and That Time I Got Reincarnated. World Trigger and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime's Shun Horie will also reprise his role as Kazuya. The series also features Aoi Yuki, Persona 5, now Toyama from Nisekoi and My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, and Rie Takahashi from Regarding Zero and Teasing Master Takagi-san. Teasing Master Takagi-san. The Rent a Girlfriend manga is available in English from Kodansha, USA. Anime series is available to be streamed from Crunchyroll. And English release for Miyajima's new series has yet to be in it. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit hard for about English because I'm sure they're going to be you're going to have those twidiots coming out, with crying about this very incestuous storyline. Anyways, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, as we get ready to move on to next article, let me see. Was this? I think that one was going to be the last one. Let me see. I may add one more story because the story I'm about to do right now was originally going to be the last main story. So we may end up actually doing 9 stories tonight as there was one that just popped up that looks kind of interesting. Might as well cover it as well. We got still got a little time here. Now we're 21. So anyway, so we got 2 stories that we're gonna look at here. Pokemon opens luxury hotel experience with exclusive merchandise. Pokemon teams up with a noted streetwear designer and a luxury hotel in Tokyo Shibuya Ward to offer an exclusive premium experience. Article by Michael Acerna, published 6 hours ago. There's kind of almost a faded looking picture of Ash, probably from the manga. I'm guessing that's Ash, but could be somebody else. And thinking that might be Ash, or I guess as in Japan they call him Satoshi. Pokemon fans in Japan will cash to burn with cash to burn should look into the Thunderbolt Project, a new themed hotel experience coming to Tokyo. As reported by Hypebeast Japan, Pokemon has taken over the 16th floor of the Shibuya based luxury hotel, quote unquote, sequence. Rooms located on the floor have been redone to feature Pokemon themed wallpaper, upholstery, quote unquote rare candy branded pillow mints, and even physical Pokédex books, which have been designed to resemble the Bibles that are frequently placed within hotel cabinets. Guests will also be able to access a gift shop that will sell exclusive Pokemon merchandise, including plushies that will not be available anywhere else. I'll talk about an interesting experience right there. Oh, and this must look at that. This is probably the Grant. Looks like the wallpaper there looks like they took a scene right off of a Game Boy and enlarged it. Man, it's almost like they're trying to give you the experience of actually being in the Pokemon world. We all live in a Pokemon world. Pokemon, I want to be the greatest master of them all. Greatest master. We all live in a Pokemon world. Pokemon, gotta be to the test, be better than all the rest. So you want to be a master of Pokemon? Do you have the skills to be number one? We all live in a Pokemon. Anyways, hey, action. That's red. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, you got in a little late tonight there, action. I've been doing anime and manga stories for the most part. I did have I did have an animation story, the passing of Peter Robbins, the original voice of Charlie Brown. But hey, welcome, man. And if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, you'll get some more friendly people in here. That'd be great. Um, yeah. So, anyways, getting back to the Getting back to the article here, the Thunderbolt Project will be available until March 20th and was designed by Japanese artist Hiroshi Fujiwara, the founder of the quote unquote fragment design streetwear label. The hotel is now taking reservations for the special themed rooms, though it's worth noting that Japan has currently placed restrictions on international travel due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, so the themed experience will likely be limited to Pokemon fans who are already in the country. Yeah. A one-night stay at one of the hotel's deluxe suites starts at 97,560 yen, about 850 US dollars, which is still substantially cheaper than the 3.5 million US dollars that YouTuber Logan Paul recently dropped on a supposedly unopened box of original Pokemon cards that ended up being fake. Paul purchased a case of cards from collector Matt Allen in December, who believed the cards to be legit since the box was authenticated by the baseball card exchange. It's still unknown if Paul got his money back. Hotel would be the ideal place to climb into bed and veg out with a copy of the latest Pokemon video game, Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is scheduled to be released exclusively for Nintendo Switch um, on January 28th. Nintendo and game developer Game Freak have detailed the game's numerous new features with a steady release of new trailers that show off its brand new open world, overhauled battle mechanisms, and its unique setting inspired by feudal Japan. The game takes place in the distant past of Generation 4's Sinnoh region, back when the area was known as Hisui, and tells the story of the trainers who put together the original Pokédex. Early reviews for the title have already praised it for the evolution of the traditional series formula, though it has received some criticism for its visuals and technical performance. And there we go with that one. Let's see. That's real. Let's see. What are you saying here? I know I've been here, just not active. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that, obviously. All right, so let me see where are we at now. An hour 20, coming up on an hour 30. So we actually may have a little time to maybe do one more story. I didn't. This is where I was going to end it, but such we may have time to get one more story in with the way these things. This one is kind of an interesting one here. This is gonna be the last main news story we're gonna do tonight. Um, have enough time to get this one in. Blue Period manga goes on hiatus after creator contracts COVID-19. Mangaka Tsubasa Yamaguchi tests positive for COVID-19, announces the Blue Period is entering a brief hiatus while she rests and recovers. Article by Haley McCullough, published 2 hours ago. The award-winning Blue Period manga is taking at least a 1 month break, so the mangaka can recover from COVID-19. Tsubasa Yamaguchi confirmed the hiatus on Twitter, explaining how she hadn't been feeling well since quote unquote the other day, how a PCR test revealed she had contracted the virus. In a follow up tweet, the mangaka stated she will be quote unquote sleeping a lot and healing. Yamaguchi's Blue Period isn't the only manga to go on hiatus recently due to the mangaka's health. World Trigger's Daisuke Ashihara took a break at the end of last year, and My Hero Academia's Kohei Horikoshi took several breaks throughout 2021. Blue Period first appeared in Kodansha's monthly afternoon magazine in June 2017 and has produced 11 volumes worth of content, with 5 volumes released in English thus far. The story follows high school student Yatora Yaguchi as he discovers and develops his passion for art and painting. After being inspired by another student's artwork, Yaguchi joins his school's art club and works to get accepted to the Tokyo University of the Arts. The series has been nominated for several prestigious awards in the manga industry, including the Manga Taisho Award and the Kodansha Manga Award for Best General Manga in 2019. 2020, Blue Period won both of those awards and was nominated for the 24th Tezuka Osamu Cultural Prize. An anime adaptation of Blue Period premiered in 2021 as part of the fall anime season. 7 arcs of Inukami animated the series, with Koji Masunari from Magi, The Kingdom of Magic, serving as chief director. Reiko Yoshida from Violent Evergarden overseeing series composition, and Tomoyuki Shitaya from Food Wars Shogeki no Soma designing the characters. Ippei Inoue made their anime debut as the show's musical composer. Blue Period stars several well-known voice actors, such as, now these are the Japanese voice actors, mind you, such as Hiromu Mineta from Tokyo Ghoul Ri as Yaguchi, Yumiri Hanamori from Supposed Kid from The Last Dungeon. Boonies moved from the Last Dungeon. Boonies moved to a starter town as Ryuji Ayukawa. Daiki Yamashita from Attack on Titan, the final season, as Yotasuke Yotasuke Takahashi, and Kengo Karanishi from The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising an Asian Out of Debt, which we just read about earlier in the night, as Haruka Hashida. Other cast members include Yume Miyamoto from The Misfit of Demon King Academy, Fumi Hirano from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, Tatsumaru Tachibana from The God of High School, Ikumi Hasegawa from The Way of the House of... Look at some of these long names now for anime titles. The short names are all taken, I guess, now, so now they got to really expand and have a bit longer titles. And Aoi Koga from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba It is currently unknown if the anime will receive a second season. Blue Period is available for stream on Netflix. The sixth English volume is set um, for a February 15th release, and the seventh will hit store shelves on May 31st. Alrighty then, so that was very interesting. Excuse me a moment, guys, while I gotta go tend to Chloe. She's barking again. I'll be right back. Like I'm here again, I live. Alrighty then, so we're done with that. Nothing, of course, rails a creative process faster than getting sick. So that's unfortunate. Anyways, guys, we're at the hour 38 mark. We actually had a pretty good run tonight. So, well, with the exception of not as many viewers, but got through some interesting stories there. Um, so I think I'm going to start winding things down a bit here. I think it's so if you guys are ready, I think it's a good time to take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. So are you guys ready for this day in Nietzsche history? Cool. All right. Anyways, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. So first off, we're going to head back to 1942 for our first stop here. So I can find the cursor. So on this day in 1942, the Puppet Tune short "Tulip Shall Grow," which is a 1942 American animated short film from directed by George Powell, produced by George Powell Productions. Premiered on this date in 1942. So 80 years ago today, "Tulip Shall Grow," which was a George Powell Productions short animated short, premiered on this date back in 1942. The plot of this is a Dutch boy and girl's idyllic existence is destroyed when they are overrun by a group of Nazi-like mechanical men called the Screwballs, who lay waste to everything they touch. The Screwballs are later destroyed by a thunderstorm. In parentheses here, the rain of which causes them to rust, and the boy and the girl's idyllic life resumes. So, on this date, 80 years ago today, um, Tulip Shall Grow from George Powell Productions, part of the Puppet Tunes series back then, um, would premiere. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history. All right, and if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendlier people in here, that'd be appreciated. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history here. We now head out to We now head out to 1982, which is 40 years ago today. As on this date, 40 years ago today, Night Toys. uh, on this date, 40 years ago today, the 30th issue of Bizarre Adventures from Marvel Comics magazine's imprint went on sale on this date in 1982, 40 years ago today. Dennis O'Neil was the editor on this book. From the looks of it, it was kind of an anthology series with more random adventure, probably based more in terms of sci-fi. So, sci-fi anthology. So, on this date in 1982, 30th issue of Bizarre Adventures went on sale. So, with that, moving on to the next piece of niche history here. Let's see. As on this date in 2007, Ring of Honor would hold its dedicated event at the National Guard Armory in Braintree, Massachusetts. Let's see. The show featured Homicide's first title defense of the Ring of Honor World Championship as he took on Chris Hero, as well as the return of Jack Evans and Rocky Romero to the Ring of Honor promotion. The show was named Dedicated as it was dedicated to former Ring of Honor owner Doug Gentry, who passed away earlier that day. Main event of the night saw the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark Briscoe, not to be confused with Jack and Jerry Briscoe. This is another pair of brothers that went by the name that were known as the Briscoes. They actually spelled their names with the E at the end. Pretty well known on the northeast, north and mid and northeastern, northeast independent scene throughout the 90s and into the 2000s. But on this day in 2007, and the main event there for the Ring of Honor dedicated show saw the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark Briscoe, defeat Austin Aries and Roderick Strong in a 2 out of 3 falls match. 2 straight falls. Homicide would retain the Ring of Honor World Championship, defeating Chris Hero. Let's see. Jimmy Rave would win a 4-corner survival match, defeating Christopher Daniels, Jason Blade, and Shingo. Let's see. Samoa Joe defeated Nigel McGuinness. Let's see. In a no disqualification match, Jimmy Jacobs, Brent Albright, and Lacey defeated Colt Cabana, BJ Whitmer, and Daisy Hayes. Let's see. And of course, in their return matches, Rocky Romero and Jack Evans would both defeat their respective opponents, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. So on this date, back in 2007, 15 years ago today, Ring of Honor held its dedicated event from the National Guard Armory in Braintree, Massachusetts. So now we have one more piece of niche history to do before we wrap up. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this one right here. Okay, so on this date, actually, in this case, an anime came to an end on this date in 2012. DLE produced anime Thermi Romi would complete its six episode run on Fuji TV. So on this day, and apparently this was dubbed, I guess it looks like. On this day in 2012, the anime series, the DLE anime series Thermi Romi would finish its run on Fuji TV. So there you go. So there you have it. That's the history for the night. And I thank everybody for being here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show and enjoyed the stories. So with that, I thank you all for being here, and I will see you all. Oh, don't forget Friday, of course, we're doing the historical comic retrospect. Hopefully, Batgo will be back with us by then. I didn't get a chance to message him earlier, but anyways, um, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.